Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Joe Knowledge YouTube channel. My name is Joe, and I am your host. And today, once again, we're talking men's K-State basketball, and we're talking about a loss, though, this time. First loss in conference play, losing to TCU yesterday, 68-82. If you watched this game, you saw K-State pretty much get dominated by TCU, pretty much from start to finish. I think the story of the game were the turnovers. There were so many of them, 20 turnovers in the game. All right, TCU they ran the floor so well. I think they got up and down the floor so fast. I think they were prepared for K State's fast pace, and they had some answers for it. Um, Another big story here was the center for TCU, Eddie Lampkin. He pretty much dominated our bigs. We don't have an answer. I think that's one weakness of K State's team this year is that we don't have what I would call a big. We've got tall bigs, but we don't have a big guy. Bang in there in the paint and bang around and play defense with another big. Teams that have a solid big man that has some decent footwork are going to cause K-State problems, and I think that's what we see here. Lampkin, if you look at this play, right? Right. I mean, Iola just can't guard him. He's too big. He's too big. He just muscles. Okay. Well, okay. So that's not a good example, but for the most part, Lampkin just dominated the first half. I think he got 13 points in the first half. 13 of his 17 points he got in the first half. Okay. 36 of the 43 points that TCU scored in the first half were in the paint. So they were pretty much dominating us in the paint. At halftime, I think we were down by 14 points. I think they just came ready. You saw a lot of long passes. Like they threw a lot of long passes down the court. So I think that was how they look at that. See, there you go, boom. I mean, that's pretty much the theme in the first half is Eddie Lampkin just getting easy buckets right around the rim there. We just didn't have an answer for him. Let's see. Their guard, Miles, was pretty significant as well. He has a nice dribble, and he was able to get into the paint very well. He was able to dribble drive on our defense very well and facilitate. I think it was him that really got Lampkin involved in getting him the ball there in the middle. Another one of their significant players, Miller, their forward, he scored 23 points. He's the highest scorer in the game. I think his mid-range game, we just didn't have an answer for it. He's got a nice dribble as well, so he was able to take our guys to the hole and score. We just didn't really have an answer for him. Okay, let's see. Here's their fast breaks there. Look, we just didn't have an answer. Our defense wasn't really there. We had some decent scoring from Keontae Johnson. He was himself. He scored 18. He's right around his average, but everybody else was below average. Marquise Noel had been doing very well, playing very well up to now. He's got 16 points there, but most of those were in the second half. The first half, I think he maybe scored 2, maybe 3 points. He didn't have very much production in the first half. Masood actually did pretty well. Let's see there. Yeah, there's Johnson. He was pretty significant. He kind of kept us close there at the beginning. You see there, we're only down by 3 in the first half. But, there you go, Lampkin again. Yeah, there's Masood. There's nothing he can do with that. Lampkin's too big. Lampkin, he's 6'11", 263. All right. Our biggest big is probably giving up 40 pounds to this guy. There was really not much we could do. See Johnson, he can make those kind of plays. See that circus layup he just put up. But I think teams are now trying to game plan. Okay, see that was a nice dribble drive there by Tomlin, but we just didn't have an answer for their offense. Yeah, we just didn't have an answer for their offense. Yeah. Yeah, they're in the middle. They're in the paint, and there's not much we can do. Um, what else we got? Second half was actually not bad. In the second half, look at this. Yeah, those fast break plays. Yeah, there was nothing we could do there. Yeah, that Miles kid. Yeah, a lot of turnovers. It's interesting. I think they obviously they game plan for us and they've watched film, but in previous games we were able to get into the paint with our guards and with Keontae Johnson quite regularly. Marquise Noel is pretty quick. He's able to get into the paint in previous games, but in this game they were ready. They were ready. They came with some key, timely double teams. Right as Marquise Noel would get into the paint, he would get stripped. And it happened almost every time. Almost every time. And I don't know, if there's some adjustment that we could have made to maybe space the floor a little bit more. But it seemed like every time one of our guys tried to take the ball into the paint, just dribbling it, dribble driving into the paint, they would get stripped. Yeah, there you go, Lampkin again. We just didn't have an answer for him. We just didn't have an answer. He's too big. He's too big. And see, they're running the floor so well. We're already behind, but okay, we're able to get back. But Miles there, yeah. I mean, see, yeah, Miles was a facilitator. Yeah, he's hype. That's all right. Y'all got the win. That's all right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know about that floor. I don't know. What are they doing with that floor? What is that supposed to be? Frog skin or something? So ugly. I'm hating. Anyway, low percentage from three. I mean, 28.6%. Our team tends to rely on the three, maybe too much. Maybe too much. I think in previous games, we've been shooting so well. And that's just something that, you can be a good shooter and you can have a good shooting team, but, sometimes it's up to the God, right? And hey, you're going to make some, you're going to miss some. You can shoot all day and you're going to have off days where you're just not going to make shots. I think today was yesterday was potentially that day for K-State where we just didn't make shots. We didn't make shots. Masood hit a couple of key three-pointers to kind of keep us in. I think here's one of them. Yeah, he hit a couple key three-pointers to kind of keep us competitive, but our key guys just were not dialed in today. Yesterday. Let's see. Another surprise. Tyke Green had a pretty nice game. He scored 11 points. He usually averages just 3.9 points a game, but he got 11. So he was able to come in and provide a spark to the team. Boom. See, there's Masood again. But see, we're already down by 12 points there. And we just weren't able to get out of that hole. I don't think we got as close as, I don't think we got under double digits at any point after this point. Like after the first half, the beginning where they started kind of making a run on us, I don't think we got under double digits at any point in the game. It was pretty much over at halftime. I think the key points are turnovers. I think that's big. Turnovers were big. I think that we didn't have an answer for their bigs. I think on some level, our game plan needs to change. When the other team has a good big, that's a problem. That's a problem because I don't think that we have a defense that can guard a good big man. 250 guy, 6'10", 250 plus. I don't think we have a defender that can guard that one-on-one. So I don't know if it's going to come down to double teams and many times I'd see like Noel try and come in on a double team for a 6'10" guy and then 6'11" Lampkin, and all he can do is try and swipe the ball, and most of the time he ended up getting a foul. Yeah, see, Miles, he was solid. He was a problem. Yeah, he was a problem. What else we got? The second half was actually not bad for us. I think we started to come back in that second half. No, not come back, but we were at least able to hang with them in the second half. If it didn't get out of control in that first half, we would have been in pretty good shape. But we let it get out of control. I think they just game plan for us very well to come into the game. And yeah, we made adjustments, but at that point it was already out of control. And see, at this point, I think we're just trying to make a comeback. So we're looking for big shots. And see, they're just answering every call. Yeah, it was too late. Yep. See, okay, that's nice. But okay, see, that's nice. Yeah. Yeah. Keontae Johnson's a stud. I mean, he's gonna be there, I think, in every game. It's just gonna come down to everybody else contributing. Let's see, what do we got here? Cam Carter only has 4 points. I think we're gonna need more from him. Tomlin had 8, but he had 10 rebounds, which was pretty nice. Something kind of interesting is, as you watch the game, it's hard to believe that we actually hung with them on rebounding. We each had 39 rebounds in the game, and you really couldn't tell that. It really looked like they were grabbing almost everything off the rim. Yeah, see, that was nice by Taki. Seemed like they were just grabbing everything off the rim. Maybe it was because they were scoring more. Yeah, see, they were just on fire. In some ways we had a bad shooting night. I think that was a part of it. But in many ways, I think they just had a defense. They had a defensive plan against our team that worked. Because every time, look at this. Okay, see, that happened very often. Where Marquise Noel would try to drive and he would get stripped. So they've been watching tape and they see what he's been doing. And they're stopping him from doing that. See, this was nice here. But we just needed more of that. Yeah, see, it'd been nice to have, okay, yeah, he could have shot the 3 there. Yeah, but see, now Noel, he started hitting them. Well, he hit a couple towards the end. But see, now look, it's only 5 minutes left, so it's too late. And, right here, we're down by, 19 points. Yeah, it's just getting out of hand now. But we hung in there, right? Because we were down by 14 at the half. So, we hung in there. But at this point, the game's over, right? I think what we see is, for one, like I said in my last video, K-State we knew K-State was not going to go undefeated in Big 12 play. All right. So K-State was going to lose some games, and this is one of them. All right. I think now it just comes down to how K-State responds. Keep in mind, TCU had just lost 2 in a row. They just got beat by Texas, and Texas, they had a pretty sizable lead on Texas, throughout the game, and Texas came back to beat them. I think that was it might have been Tuesday of last week or Wednesday of last week. So, they were prepared, and we were playing in TCU. So, I think this game was maybe a perfect storm. Not to mention that I think TCU was prepared for our style of play, and they matched it, I think, with their ball movement. They moved the ball very well. You kind of saw it with what Miller just did here. They moved the ball very well. Yeah, see stuff like that. Yeah. Free throws look good. We were at 85% for free throws. We're a very good free throw shooting team. 3-pointers were just low. If we would have hit more of those 3-pointers like we normally do, we may have been able to hang around. But our dribble drives just weren't there. And I think that's what kind of sparks our offense, is that it wasn't there. Though the dribble and drives by Marquise Noel, and dishing and making shots, it just wasn't there. They pretty much dominated us. It wasn't a good game to watch for a K-State fan like myself, right? So if you kind of look at our conference standings here, it we're still looking nice, right? KU sitting up there at 5-0, but there's a log jam here at 4-1 with Texas and Iowa State. There, Iowa State just lost to KU yesterday, and so K State has KU up next. So that's the next game, and it's going to be a home game for us. So that's going to be great. This game, like I said, the keys were the turnovers. I think the turnovers were huge. We've had turnover issues in other games. I don't know how we resolve that. I think maybe it comes down to some game planning. Maybe it comes down to some different adjustments that the team has to make in how they're facilitating the offense. I don't know. I think we did have more fouls in this game because we just couldn't stop their interior play. They were too big for us on the interior, and most of the time it ended in a foul. So that was big. They were up by as many as 25 at one point. So this game just got out of hand, and it is what it is. So we'll see how it goes. But again, turnovers were key. I think we're still right. I don't think anything is wrong with the team. I just think that, for one, we just have to make more shots. I think for a team that doesn't have the bigs like that, of course, I think we have to move up and down the floor fast. But if we're dealing with a team that can also move up and down the floor fast, it sounds simple enough, but we just have to make shots. We have to be an extremely well, free throw shooting team, and we have to, make our shots and make 3-pointers. I think that'll be the key to kind of offset what a team is going to be able to do on in the paint to our team that is a bit smaller in build, I think, on the interior. So first loss conference play, still sitting at 15-2 overall, 4-1 in conference. Think we're in good shape. But I think this is, a wake-up call. We were on a nice run, 4-0 at one point. And, wake-up call. Hey, we got some tough teams that we're playing. And teams now kind of see how we play. We're not surprising anybody. Plus we got the number next to our names, right? So we got the target on our backs. I think teams are coming to play against us. They see what we've been able to do, and now they've been able to game plan against that. So, hey, first loss is tough, but we got this. All right, guys, that's all I got.